Hey guys, welcome to yet another episode of Josh plus Jess. Excited to have you along for what's going to be a little bit of a controversial episode today, but that's totally okay because we're just speaking truth in love. We're going to be talking a little bit about our marriage, our choices, and things that we think just exemplify a good Christian marriage, the way that you should do it. Today we're going to be talking about Instagram and creating boundaries on Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or any other social media
Whatever
platform.
you have.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so let's talk about Instagram. All right? Me as a man, I do not follow Instagram models. I don't follow female celebrities. I don't follow booty pic chicks. I don't follow basically I do everything to eradicate any of that sort of stuff in my feed, and my wife doesn't follow who?
Booty boys. No, I'm just kidding. There's no such thing.
No, but she's not following Mark Wahlberg. She's not following
I don't follow people
any of
like
these
that.
quote unquote sexy guys, right? Or any of these Abercrombie models or any of this stuff. And why?
Yeah.
Because we believe in creating healthy boundaries. And it's funny because a lot of people, oh my God, that is so just over the top. Oh, that is so weird.
Yeah.
But we want to protect the one thing that we value the most in life, and that's our marriage.
Exactly.
So if people put their money in vaults, why would we not put our marriage in a vault? Why would we not do everything that we can to protect it? And it's funny because when you look at it, all of this stuff is on the World Wide Web, right?
Yeah.
But if you really think about the World Wide Web, what is a web? A web is something that is connected, but for the purpose of catching prey. And really, I think that the enemy has done exactly that. It's caught prey. It catches particularly men, but even now women. It's amazing the number of women that are starting to kind of fall into this whole this whole world of getting so caught up in.
Yeah, one thing that I notice a lot of even people on Instagram or Facebook do, they always do Woman Crush Wednesday, Man Crush Monday, and they always are oh, this is my celebrity crush, and I'm always thinking what? This is my Man Crush Monday right here.
Every Monday. And this is my Woman Crush Wednesday.
Right.
Every single Wednesday.
I mean, you may think that there's no harm in that. Oh, it's just a simple little crush. There's nothing wrong with that. But really, it's starting in your mind. It's just a little seed.
Yeah, well, so it then leads to people saying, "Oh, that one celebrity is my hall pass," or it's like now all of a sudden we have people that are talking about well, if my wife ever met this person, I'd let her sleep with them, or if I ever met this person, then that's my hall pass. And it's where does this start? Why all of a sudden is infidelity in marriage? Whether it's just just making a covenant with your eyes, all right? Because people say, well, how is Instagram infidelity? Well, because if a woman posts a booty pic, right, and I'm over there engrossed in her booty, right, she's posting that picture for one reason, or a bikini picture, or this picture. She's posting it to create sexual arousal in the person that is taking and drinking that in. Exactly. So if I have a sexual covenant with my wife, including my eyes, then why am I going to find arousal in somebody else's sexual expression?
That's so true. I mean, the Bible talks about, it says, let your wife's breasts satisfy you all the days of your life, right? So your wife's, not another woman's.
Exactly.
Right?
So why are you
buns
checking?
or whatever.
Yeah, her breast, her booty, her bum, her thighs, her this, her that.
Right.
Why would I want to do that? And also, why would I want to create? We've actually had this conversation because we've seen even our friends, right? That the guy will follow this Instagram model, and all of a sudden it pops up that this person liked this photo. And to me, that's disrespectful to your wife. Why would I want to create that insecurity in my queen that she thinks that I'm finding pleasure in looking at somebody else, or that I have a woman crush on this actress? Why would I not want my wife to feel like you are the epitome of everything that I find to be incredible? Why would I want to put that seed inside of her? Because it's funny because the Bible actually calls your mind. It says, gird up the loins. The loins. What are the loins? It means reproductive organ, right? The loins are a place of reproduction. It says, gird up the loins of your what? Mind.
Right.
Mind. It all comes down to the mind, which means that your mind reproduces. So if your mind are loins, that means that each one of these pictures, each one of these pieces of media, this is a seed that can grab hold. All right. Most people didn't start off, especially back when I was growing up. You couldn't just go out and get Playboy, right? But you could get the J.C. Penney catalog because it came to your house, right? And I don't know how many kids ended up getting a pornography addiction because it just started with them looking at the bra section. And it seems kind of silly, right? But in reality, they're curious, and then they got more curious, and then it turned to the panty section. It turned into but it was just a little tiny, what seemed like insignificant seed. So we're saying we're not going to let any of that junk grow in the garden of our marriage. Exactly. So we have to be protective over making sure that there's no, like, even I don't one-on-one DM another woman. Okay, I'll make sure, or text message or anything. I'm going to make sure that my wife's included in that conversation. People, oh, that's so old-fashioned. No, I'd say it's ancient. And ancient means that, ancient means it survived the test of time, which means I'm going to guard the thing that I find most valuable. My wife knows every one of my passwords. I know every one of hers. There's no secret conversations, no side conversations, no winky faces and inboxes to other people, right? Because this is something that we want to have, like, the word intimacy, and we'll close on this because we're going to do a whole nother segment on boundaries, and you need to make sure to watch that because it's good to create boundaries in your marriage. It's not restrictive, and we're going to talk about that in another episode. But the whole idea of intimacy, right, is just break that word down from a phonetic standpoint. Intimacy, into me you see, right? I want total transparency, true sexual satisfaction, mental connection. All of that happens when we have intimacy, which means that there has to be full transparency, which means that, like, I want my wife to be involved in and see into every aspect of my life, and I want to have a window to see into every aspect of her life, and not to create stupid insecurities in her by me liking and following people. In fact, I actually have my wife go through my search feed because Instagram knows I'm a 41-year-old male. So they're going to put stuff in my Instagram, or I follow gun pages and I follow certain car pages and all that stuff. So what shows up in your Explore feed? Girls in bikinis in front of automobiles, or girls with guns and stuff. I actually have my wife, I tell my wife, I don't even want to go through and do this. I want my wife to go through my Explore feed and say, get rid of this picture, get rid of this picture, get rid of this picture, because I want her, I don't even want my eyes to have to break covenant with her. I don't even want there to be a seed, right?
No, that's so true. And talking about intimacy, like, why would you want a Rolodex of other, like, mental pictures of other people in your mind? Like, it's just creating that just, I guess, trust between you. Like, I know that you find me the most attractive. I know that you think I'm the most beautiful girl in the world. And you know what? To women, that means the world to them, just to, like, have that trust and have that intimacy with your husband, and to know that you just 100% trust him.
I'm ready to get done with this episode so we can go reconnect right now. So, Josh plus Jess, we challenge you, subscribe. If you want your marriage to go to the next level, first of all, it's going to be through Christ Jesus. You got to build a relationship with the Word of God. You have to have intimacy with God, and that allows you to have pure, beautiful, unadulterated intimacy with each other.
We should bring up one last thing.
Okay.
So in marriage, what if the people watching, what if, there's a wife out there and she's like, man, my husband is liking all these pictures and maybe he's not quite on board with what we're saying. Like, what would be your advice to her? Like,
okay, so one, my advice would be have open, transparent communication, right? And it's good to actually have this communication at the beginning of a relationship because, as my friend Josh Latimer says, he and Ashley say it so well. All frustration comes from unmet expectation. So have expectation in your marriage, and then live up to those expectations. That way, there's no frustration. Yes. So sit down, create clear communication in your marriage, right? To where you say, hey, this makes me feel this way. And when you do this, it makes it so when you're able to communicate about that, about that openly and saying, hey, we don't want these kind of movies or blah, 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 blah. Like when you have that sort of open communication, then I think that it actually allows for people to live up to expectations. There's some men and women that have never had godly instruction. And so they don't know about Job talking about having a covenant with your eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't realize that that intimacy and even something like adultery is not simply just having sex with another person, but that it's mental as well. It's what takes place right here between the ears.
Right.
And so I think that it's good to sit down and have those conversations. And as always, like study the Bible.
Right.
Study it together.
Right.
Read these passages.
And when you approach your husband, try to do it in the most respectful way. Because the number one need of men is
respect.
Respect.
So don't make them feel like a sleaze bucket.
Exactly. Don't be coming at them, nagging them, because that's like the number one pet peeve of all men.
But just say, hey, babe, I want to have a better marriage and a more incredible marriage because you're the most incredible man and I love you so much.
Right.
And so I was hoping that maybe we could just even go through, there's great marriage courses out there, right?
Yeah.
That will allow another teacher, right? That's, you guys are watching. There's one, the guy's an incredible comedian, laugh and something, I don't know. We'll make sure to put it in the comment section. There's love and respect. There's all of these great things. And it allows you to not even say it to him. It allows someone else to say it to him, right? Which then helps him to learn it without feeling like you're attacking him. Anyway, so
that's good.
So can we finally close this episode?
Yep.
Because I'm ready to go reconnect.
Oh, all right.
Josh plus Jess, subscribe, like, comment, do all those great stuff. But maybe share this. Maybe send it to somebody that is struggling with this in their marriage, because that's essentially why we do these episodes, right? Is to help people's marriages, because it's the bedrock of the family, and the family is the bedrock of the kingdom. So until next time, God bless and have a very
beautiful day.
Adios, y'all. Mwah.